I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and much respect to the brothers pushing his word in the four winds of the earth. Shalom to you few sincere sisters out there as well. This abducted Idaho baby found dead in woods near naked father who was wanted in murder of wife. It says an abducted baby in Idaho was found dead in a wooded area, and his father, a suspect in the murder of the baby's mother, was spotted naked nearby, authorities said Saturday. And deputies found a 10-month-old Zeke Gregory Best down an embankment off a roadway east of Idaho Falls after a group of hunters called to report spotting a man who was naked and making odd statements in a sleeping bag on the side of the road. And since the naked man was identified as 48-year-old Jeremy Albert Best, who was wanted in the killing of his 38-year-old wife, Callie Jean Randall, on Thursday night. Randall was found dead inside a home in Victor, Idaho, after deputies responded to a disturbance that a 911 dispatcher overheard during a call from the residents. And Best, who was named a suspect in Randall's death, had fled the home with their infant son. And this dude killed his son, man. He killed his wife, and then he ultimately took the life of his 10-month-old son, man, who you see pictured here. I'm just going to read this. It's Matthew 24. I'm going to start at 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? We're seeing that now. We're seeing wars, right? Earthquake. I believe in the Philippines, a 7.6 earthquake just happened. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because of iniquity, because iniquity shall abound, Salakia, the love of many shall wax cold.
Today, a brazen robbery in broad daylight in Oakland's Grand Lake neighborhood, caught on video. Witnesses tell us 8 gunmen robbed a cigarette delivery truck near a busy intersection. Happened in a 7-Eleven parking lot at the corner of Grand Avenue and Mandana Boulevard. An eyewitness there tells reporter Don Lynn exactly what happened.
The robbery happened right here. Witnesses believe it was an ambush, since the robbers knew what to go after and who to go after. Multiple masked men pointed guns at the security guard. The armed guard was their first target. The robbers took his gun and later tossed away his taser. Once they had the guard on the ground, the robbers went into the delivery truck to take large containers of cigarettes.
It was scary. It's scary, and it's scary for the customers.
Store owner Rajan Gary witnessed the robbery from inside his 7-Eleven store. He had about 5 customers. You can see in the surveillance video, he closed the front door to protect themselves.
Everybody saw it. It's on a broad daylight, so everybody was taking pictures from the neighborhood.
Rajan says there was nothing anyone could do. There were 8 men with guns, some with extended magazines. Witnesses at a gas station and inside restaurants across from Grand Avenue tell me they were in shock. Some of them called 911. Could it be an inside job?
I have no idea how do they track it, but I think they have a people going around, they recognize the truck.
It happened Saturday at around 5 p.m. Since it's not their first robbery, a security guard accompanied a delivery driver to drop off cigarettes to the 7-Eleven store.
Cigarettes is high value, and they can easily, I think, sell on the streets.
Rajan says their most expensive merchandise is cigarette. Each carton sells for over $100. In fact, robbers have repeatedly robbed convenience stores in Oakland specifically for cigarettes. This is surveillance footage taken from a different 7-Eleven back in September where gunmen took money and cigarettes. In August, thieves used a stolen Jeep to rip out the storefront of a cigarette store in Oakland's Little Saigon. Oakland police have so far responded to close to 3,300 robberies. They say that's a 35% increase compared to last year.
We have not seen any significant steps taken by the city to prevent these things.
The robbery took about 90 seconds. Rajan believed the delivery driver lost tens of thousands of dollars worth of cigarettes. The security guard's handgun is still missing. The assumption is the robbers still have it. So far, no arrests in this robbery.
To some breaking news in Volusia County, Florida. We have Fox 35 Orlando's Morgan Parrish standing by after we learned a mother of three has been killed in what police are describing as a horrific incident. Also, we're learning a 1-year-old has also died. We turn now to Morgan Parrish with the latest there in Daytona Beach. Good morning, Morgan. What are we learning?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, so, now we're looking at a double homicide. After that mother and her infant died this morning, police told us that that mother was found stabbed to death. And then the baby, the infant, was found in cardiac arrest in its crib early this morning. That infant has since died. We do know that there were two other children in the house at the time, ages 4 and 5. They were transported to Shands Hospital up in Gainesville. Now, we are still working to learn details about a suspect. Investigators have been on scene all morning long. It looks like actually family members just started arriving. We're seeing witnesses speak with police as well. Just a heart-wrenching story to be on all morning long. For this to happen, a holiday week, just 2 days before Thanksgiving. We don't know the status of those two kids in the hospital. We know that they are fighting for their life right now. We spoke with neighbors on scene who said that they saw the heavy smoke coming from inside. One neighbor we spoke with actually called 911 this morning, and she ran around knocking on every single door, making sure that those in the unit were able to get out safely. But again, there's still a lot of questions that need answers. We just spoke with Daytona Police Chief Young a little bit ago, and he is saying that he's grateful that his crew was able to get out here on scene when they did, so those two other children still may have a chance at living. So again, we did speak with a neighbor. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
It's very depressing. Like, I'm very torn up about it because I know I couldn't have really done much more, but I feel like maybe if I would have seen it maybe a couple seconds sooner or a few minutes sooner, I could have saved at least the baby, because it sounded like mom wasn't able to help at all. So.
You saw them doing CPR on the baby?
I didn't see it because it was all the way down. There was this whole place was completely blocked out. Like, you could not go anywhere. So I didn't actually get to see that, but I did see the firefighters grabbing the kids out of the house and running out with them. So that was a little concerning too, because I didn't actually realize which apartment it was. I didn't realize those were 2 bedrooms. I thought it was the middle apartment, but it's actually the side one. So it's very...
Fox 5 News starts now. Breaking at this hour, a violent night in the valley after 5 homeless people were shot, and police are still searching for the suspect at this hour. This is a live look at the scene at East Charleston and Sandhill, where police just held a briefing on what happened.
Right now, we are trying to figure out what exactly happened during the shooting. The information we have is kind of conflicting. We know that the home cabin is on the east side of the road. What we're trying to figure out right now is, were there 2 males involved in a shooting, and they were unfortunately in the backdrop, or was somebody in their party directed as part of the shooting? That is what we're trying to find out right now.
This all unfolded just after 5:30 this afternoon at a homeless encampment near Charleston and Sandhill. Fox 5's Mike Allen has been on the scene throughout the evening. He joins us live from the crime scene. Mike.
Yeah, John, again, one person is confirmed dead by police, described as a man in his 50s. One person in critical condition right now, suffering from critical injuries from their gunshot wounds. And also 3 people right now stable. All 5 people shot at this intersection behind me. I'm going to let you get a better look here as police vehicles are still on scene. A few of them have been trickling out as the investigation continues, and it seems like we've still got probably about a half a dozen in view of the camera right now. So again, another recap. The shooter is still at large, according to Metro Police. They described the suspect as a black man wearing a hoodie who ran and then drove away from this scene in a black sedan. But as you heard a police officer just say a couple minutes ago, they're not sure whether it was just 1 or 2 shooters. So that is still under investigation.
My adrenaline's going now, but I'll be more alert, for about a month or 2, because it always gets to me like that.
Tonight, trying to piece together exactly what led up to a deadly stabbing inside of a home in Brooklyn. The 52-year-old was found stabbed to death inside the house in Fort Hamilton. They were originally called to the home for reports of an assault, but when they got there, they found a woman. She was pronounced dead on the scene. Also in Brooklyn, a 37-year-old man is dead tonight. He was shot several times inside a laundromat in East Flatbush. All of this unfolded just before 6 tonight at the Munir Laundromat on Clarendon Road. Still no word on a motive or any arrest.
At 11 with breaking news. A police investigation at a luxury Chelsea apartment building after a mysterious death. Police tell us the body of a woman was found this afternoon in the basement of that building on West 28th Street. No word tonight on the cause.
We continue to follow breaking news in Granada Hills.
That's where gunfire erupted during a home invasion robbery. Detectives now confirming that one person was killed in that shooting. KTLA's Carlos Herrera live at the scene with what we know so far. Carlos.
And we just arrived here, guys, this morning, and neighbors are on edge after this happening in this neighborhood. They say they never heard of anything this violent happening here, especially early in the morning. You can see this area blocked off as homicide detectives have just arrived. They're focusing their investigation on the home to the right there. That's where they say the suspect was shot and killed by an apparent homeowner. Let's get you over to some video here. It's all happening shortly after 5 a.m. at a home on the 11,400 block of Swinton Avenue. This is right off of Rinaldi Street. Investigators say multiple armed suspects attempted to rob a home in the area, and that homeowner shot and killed one of them. That suspect, now confirmed to be a man, died at the scene. The homeowner was unharmed in all this and has now been detained for questioning. This is the latest violent incident happening in this area just the last few days. Just earlier this week, we spoke to another robbery victim who tried to stop the thief's getaway car with his own vehicle.
When I got here, my neighbor pointed me to the direction of where the car was. So I drove in front of their car, blocked them. He went back, and I blocked the street. And he went over the curves. He broke his tire.
Did you try to ram that vehicle?
Yes, I did, like 2-3 times. Then we started following the street down, and down there his car started spinning because of the broken tire, and they started shooting at the car.
They were shooting at you?
Yes.
It's all unfolding Wednesday evening at a home on Wood Ranch Road. The homeowner there saying the 4 suspects sped away as he tried to box them in with his SUV. He stopped chasing them eventually after the suspects fired at him. Those suspects, according to the LAPD, are still on the run this morning. It is unclear if these incidents are related. Back at
first breaking news, police say an off-duty officer shot a man inside a Bronx store. Good evening, I'm Dick Brennan.
And I'm Dana Tyler. The NYPD just gave an update on that shooting just moments ago.
It happened inside the store in the Williamsbridge section of the Bronx. CBS 2's Allie Bauman is live with the latest from police. Allie.
Well, Dick and Dana, investigators have a lot of work to do here tonight. Right now, we know that a 30-year-old police officer, a rookie on the department who just graduated from the most recent class of the NYPD, shot a 42-year-old man in the forearm, grazing that man's chest inside the store here, Hollywood Touch of Class. It is a furniture, mattress, and linen store on White Plains Road in the Williamsbridge section of the Bronx. This happened around 3 p.m. Now, officers tell us at that time the off-duty off-duty officer who was off duty at the time in plain clothes was inside the store when a 42-year-old man came in and was speaking. The two men got in some sort of dispute, and at some point, the 30-year-old off-duty officer pulled out his gun, and at some point that firearm was discharged, shooting the 42-year-old man in the forearm. Now, right now, police say they're trying to figure out why the gun went off, whether there was some kind of physical exchange as well, or if the shooting was justified and what made him fire the gun in the first place. They're speaking with witnesses, looking through surveillance cameras. We know the 42-year-old man is in the hospital. He's expected to be okay, but at this point, they have not actually formally interviewed him yet. Here's what police had to say just a few minutes ago.
Following breaking news this morning in Queens, CBS 2 News has learned that multiple people had been stabbed in Far Rockaway.
At least 3 are dead. Several others, including 2 police officers, are hurt. And CBS 2's Christina Fan joins us live from the scene where she's been this morning, giving us the very latest. Christina?
Well, Doug and Andrea, neighbors tell us they heard screaming early this morning, followed by gunshots. And then moments later, the block behind us was surrounded by lights and sirens. Again, we have learned that at least 3 people are dead. 3 others are in critical condition, and 2 officers were injured. Now, police were first called to 467 Beach 22nd Street between Brookhaven and Elk Drive at 5 o'clock this morning for a stabbing and found multiple victims. 2 officers were also slashed while responding. To add to the chaos, the home they responded to was on fire, and the FDNY had to be called in to put it out. Online records indicate this is a multi-family home, and dozens of emergency vehicles, including specialized units, have surrounded the scene. Top brass, including the NYPD Chief of Patrol, were here not too long ago getting briefed. Now, police are still being tight-lipped this morning about the circumstances leading up to this call, but again, we do know that the 2 injured officers were taken to Jamaica Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and a press conference with more details is expected to happen later this morning at 8:30, and of course, we will be sure to bring that to you.
Police charged a man with murder for the stabbing death of his mother. Police found the body of 52-year-old Ina Deskovich inside a house on 93rd Street in Fort Hamilton last night. Officers responded to the home for reports of an assault. When they got there, they found the woman with several stab wounds to the neck. Police charged her 30-year-old son, Vladislav, this afternoon.
Someone fired a shot outside of a restaurant on the Upper East Side during a robbery. Detectives found a bullet casing, which is now marked as evidence, under a plastic cup. This is at J.G. Mellon on the corner of 74th Street and 3rd Avenue. Police say 2 men tried to steal a watch from a 22-year-old man who'd been waiting for a table. A fight broke out and someone fired the round. It's not clear if the thieves got the watch. They rode off on a moped.